And we're back with some surviving Mars. And I feel like you guys are kind of messing with me. This is the second time this has happened, where when I've put up a poll, you've done it between two games, so I'm forced to play both of them. Well, I flipped a coin. Surviving Mars won between these two. I think next up is Space Haven after this, but let's get started. I have completed all the tutorial sections, so we now know all of the basics, which is great stuff. So we're going to start a new game, and I've looked through the options, and I think we'll spice things up a bit just to make it fun. So we'll put on random for our mission sponsor. This whole thing is about landing on Mars, and if you say pick the International Mars mission, you get lots of funding and more starting applicants and more research per sol and all this stuff. Whereas if you pick some of the other ones, you get less of everything. And if you pick random, well, let's see what we get. Then there's also your commander profile. For example, rocket scientists start with an extra rocket, which is mostly very good. The ecologists, they get some different bonus. You know what? Random. We will figure out what we get. Oligarch? Fuel production increased by 25%. Okay, most of this is going to mean nothing to you if you've never played this game before, but let's just randomly pick stuff. When it comes to company logo, it's got to be Serenity, because you can't take the sky from me, okay? So it's got to be those guys. Mystery, yeah, we'll just leave that at random. I have no idea what mysteries are just yet, so let's find out. Game rules is a bit weird. Like, you can do easy maintenance, which will make the game easier. Right now, you can see difficulty of the challenge is 200%. But we could add on some game rules to make it more fun. Now, we're probably going to die. It's our first attempt, and we're probably going a little bit too stupid, but I thought we'd have the last arc can call a passenger rocket only once. Normally you call down some colonists, and then you call down more colonists later. Instead, we're just going to call down one rocket full of colonists, and that's all we can bring down. We should be able to bring down support equipment, but with only one colonist rocket, that should make things a little bit spicy. The other one is Chaos Theory. Tech fields are fully randomized. I like the idea of that. That seems absolutely ludicrous because, hey, we don't know what's the best tech anyway, so let's give it a go. Rename colony. For our first game, I figured this is an optimistic name. All right, let's go. I assume that... Oh, okay, there's more pages. I didn't get this far. Yeah, I don't know enough about the game to know which one of these I should be concentrating on, so I think we're just going next. There looks to be a bunch of sites, but yeah, we're just going random. Cool. What have we got? We got dust devils, dust storm, meteors, cold waves, water, concrete, and metals. Okay, we'll just start there. Let's hope it's not too horrifying.
Welcome to Mars.
Our mission sponsor is India, and our commander profile is Doctor. No idea what that means. All right, let's see where we should land. It looks like we can use these orbital probes to scan other sectors, but I figure we'll just settle the default one. I assume this is the fully colonizable area, so we can set up colonies multiplications, and why can't... Oh yeah, rocket. Perfect. Where are we going to put you? Pick a landing site. Ideally, this location would be in a large flat area near discovered resource deposits. I think that looks like a decent spot to land. Why not? That is metal, I believe. That's underground metal. That's concrete, and that's... I have no idea. An anomaly, maybe? We'll find out. Okay, you. What do you got for us? Okay, tilt, rotate. Yeah. I've done all of that stuff. Permanent buildings are constructed by drones. Yep. Suggested building a large solar sail panel will generate electricity power card for other buildings. Yeah, cool. Let me have a quick check here. Okay, we seem to have a controller. This is an RC commander. It commands drones. Then we've got a bunch of drones over here. So I believe the plan here should be, well, get the resources out of the thing first. And then once we've got the resources out, we should see about building some stuff. So first off, we need a resource depot. First off, universal depot, I'm thinking. Yeah, too close to that, so there should be fine. Then what happens is all the bots should go inside, pull the resources out of the spaceship and put them there. Then we're going to need to, well... Oh, wait, research. We need to do research. Farms, no, bots. Yeah, low G drive. Drones and rovers move 20% faster. That sounds good. What are you? Microfusion. Wonder. Artificial sun. Produces colossal amounts of power. That seems weird. Oh, this is because we took chaos research. This seems like a really high-tech, high-up-there technology that's just randomly down here. Behavioral shaping. New spire. Building a sanatorium? Oh, people go insane in this? This could be fun. Plasma cutters. Rare metal extractor. Reduced production increased by 50%. And biome engineering. You know what? We'll grab that one too. It's going to take about 10 soul days for this complete because we generate 100 science per day due to our sponsor. However, we're going to need to up our research a lot. I think next up we need to start sourcing fuel production. So that's going to take water. Yeah. Oh, actually, we're also going to need to put down some power as well. I should probably try explaining some of the stuff that's going on here, shouldn't I? Right now, the rocket's being unloaded. All of the gear that's on it, it's being unloaded onto this platform here, the Universal Depot. This thing here is an RC commander. It commands the drones. It's got a radius. We can see it there. The drones can only be active inside that radius. At some point, though, the drones will need to be repowered, so we're going to need to get up a little bit of a power grid. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put the power grid. Where have we got plenty of building area? I think there's plenty of building area sort of through here. I'm thinking... Or we could go lengthwise, I suppose. We're actually surrounded by a bunch of mountains, which makes this more awkward. Also, we should zoom out and select a sector to scan. What would be the next... Actually, that looks like a big flat area over there that's unexplored. We will start scanning that. That might take a while. What are you, 73%? Yeah, there. Oh, actually, wait. If we're planning on going into that sector first, then in that case, yeah, that should work. Okay, we're going to run a power spine, say, this direction. And then we're going to place our power on that. Also, I've realized that we're missing a bunch of stuff because, well, of course we are. Let's just say we wanted to make moisture vapor. We actually have 2 prefabs. You can see the little 2 number there? So we have 2 prefabs for moisture vapor evaporators. This allows us to produce water. However, what I wanted to do was also produce fuel with a fuel refinery. We can use the fuel to refuel the rocket. Unfortunately, we didn't bring any prefabs for that. So see the way there's all those big fat zeros down there? We can't make electronics factories, machine factory, or like none of that stuff is buildable. We'll have to get prefabs for those. Also, like the tutorial, we only get an RC commander. We're supposed to get 2 other vehicles, or we did in the tutorials. They don't exist. Let's not worry about that now. Instead, let's just get started and get down to the basics, which is a bit of a power spine. So under power, we'll just grab this power cable thingy, and we'll say go from there across. That is fine. Then we're going to need to put some power on that. When it comes to power, you actually start with a few. Here they are, Stirling generator. You come with 1 prefabbed. Well, depending on your race and things. I'm not sure exactly. Like I started with 2 the last time. This time it seems you only start with 1. Maybe I'm playing on a slightly different difficulty. We're also going to put in some large solar panels. See, the difference between things seems to be this Stirling generator, it produces 10 energy. Problem is, its maintenance is a bit of a pain in the butt, and now we can't see it because I've started to place it down. But basically, its maintenance requires this special polymers. There. See the maintenance there? It's got that weird purpley thing on it? That's a polymer cost. The problem with polymers is you can't just find them naturally lying around the place. Solar panels here require metal to produce and metal to maintain. Everything has a maintenance cost. But it's Mars. You know, stuff's outside, you gotta maintain it. That's anywhere, you know, like fresh coat of paint or something. However, metal is much more common and easy to get your hands on. So we'll place down, well, probably 2 of these anyway to start. Oh, actually, I should probably cancel that one now. I think I can rotate these a bit. Oh, yeah, perfect. So we can rotate that one there. And then what we'll do is we'll wait until those start getting completed. Now, you see some of these little bots over here? They're heading over to this section. This is metal. There's 60 metal located here. And right now, that guy's scooping it up and chucking it into his backpack. And then magically it turns into a brick. Wait for it. Oh, there you go. And see a little brick above him. I don't think he's actually carrying the brick. That's just a symbol that that's what he's carrying. The brick is actually stored in his backpack. Let's assume that. Now, metal is one of those things that you end up using a lot of. So what we're going to do is place the metal depot right here. That metal depot will be will hold a lot more. This universal depot has limits to only hold 30 of everything. Since we're going to end up with more than 30 metal, I'd like to get that started. Now, we're also going to need concrete. This is the big concrete patch over here. There's a limit to how much concrete you can get out of it, 913, but we want to get a bunch of that because it's useful for all buildings, it seems. So, under production, do we have a concrete listing? Here we go, concrete extractor. Now, you see, the concrete extractor there has a cost of 4 metal and 1.6 little cog things. Basically, that's sort of like, well, like gears. They're not super common, unfortunately. How are we going to place you? You know what? You can go like that. Perfect. And then all we got to do is just make sure it's powered. Done. And solar panels, you are generating power? Perfect. Why are you saying you're not plugged in? I've literally got you connected to the power... Oh, there's no power drawers. Okay, in that case, the first thing we want to put in as a power drawer is going to be a bot controller. Sorry, drone hub. That's the one. And this requires a maintenance of green chips. Green chips are super duper expensive. Now, you can see the radius of this. This means it can control the drones even if our RC controller goes out of range. We'll probably put you Oh, there's blocking objects already? Seriously? Yep, right there. Perfect. This drone hub, though, that's a prefab. We can't build any of them on our own just yet. We'll probably need research for that. Reminds me, we should probably get around to ordering a new rocket. You see, we're going to need some things to progress further, and one of them, well, one of the things we're going to need is fuel production so we can refuel this rocket. If you check on this rocket here, its refueling is at 0 of 50, waiting to be refueled. We can't launch this into the sky until we get more fuel for it. Let me try and demonstrate. So we have the availability to call down 3 rockets, but then we can't get any more rockets unless we refuel them and send them back to space. So there's sort of like a transport thing. And there's also a funding and cargo capacity. So let's just grab ourselves a cargo rocket for now. And we're going to want to get ourselves, we already have an RC Commander, we're going to want an RC Explorer. Now this thing weighs 10,000 kilos and costs 400 million. You can see this is our funding there, and this is our cargo capacity. So when we add that RC Explorer, it takes up 1/5 of the cargo capacity, and well, we drop 400 million. We have very limited funding, or much more limited funding than you have in a normal start, I think. This is an RC transport. This is quite useful, it seems, for grabbing remote resources and bringing them back to your core base. If there's just some scattered metal in a tile, you send this guy out to grab the metal and bring it back instead of letting the metal sit out there, because it's too hard to get your drones out. Alright, what else have we got in here? Oh, prefab buildings. We're definitely going to want a fuel refinery so we can refuel our rockets. We've already got 2 moisture vaporizers. We're going to want a polymer factory. This produces polymers from water and fuel. I would like one of those. A machines part factory will go into a... Oh, that might be a while. The electronics and machines parts we're going to need at some point, though. And a drone hub. Do we need more of them? You know what? Oh, God. So we can only get 1 more of these things? How much do these things weigh? Oh, my God, they weigh 10,000 kilos. Okay, so... little bit expensive. Okay, fine. Then instead of machines part, should we get the machine part factory? Oh yeah, I'm thinking we're going to have to get the machines part factory. And then we can go back here. Probably get a few extra drones. Yeah, 5 more drones. And we're literally getting 0 when it comes to any resources out of this rocket. And let's hope this was the correct choice. Yeah, that's going to take some time. And when it arrives... it's traveling to Mars. There's this flight's progress. Once it arrives, we then have to pick a landing spot for it. And hopefully then we can start making the fuel necessary. While we're waiting for that rocket to show up, we have put down ourselves a sensor tower. These things require... Their maintenance is only metal, thankfully. But it does cost electronics to build and require electricity to run. That's useful for increasing your scanning speed. Sorry, there. This over here, it's scanning these sectors much more quickly. And it will allow us to scan the adjacent sectors to our tile nice and fast. What we do have down here is these orbital probes. They can scan an entire sector instantly. But right now, we don't care. The reason we don't care... Oh, the Great Leap. The reason we don't care is because we don't have the RC rover necessary to scan stuff. For example, see this thing over here? This is an anomaly. To examine this anomaly and figure out what it is, we need an RC rover. Or... not the RC commander, the rover that goes around and actually scans anomalies. This Great Leap Forward, our scientific team has made a daunting discovery. With the downpour of new scientific data from Mars, our team has made an unheard-through breakthrough in the field. Effect. A new advanced technology has been revealed in the chosen field. The new technology costs less to research. Physics, robotics, engineering, or biotech? Engineering. Okay, and what did that do for us? Alright, checking under engineering, we now have access to resilient architecture. Outdome buildings require maintenance less often. Huh. Okay, then cost reduction 50%. So this thing here means all of our buildings outside, so solar panels, all that stuff, requires 50% less maintenance cost. This will really cut down on how long it takes for stuff. You know what? We'll queue that up. Why not? 50% reduction cost. I'll take it. We can also see some of the other things. There's an enormous tech tree down here. It seems our leader has already given us low G engineering, which gives us access to a medium-sized dome and a few other things I'm not really too sure. We'll find out later. We also gain access to STEM reconstruction, retirement age, and death from old age happens later in the colonist's lifespan. Well, that seems good. Right, well, let them await it, and we'll wait until that rocket arrives in orbit. Now, one thing we also got to do is make a dumping site. This concrete production, it also produces waste. So you got stored rock waste and stored concrete. The concrete we can use. The stored waste is just...
milestone achieved.
Waste. What's the new milestone? Sector A6 scanned. Oh, found water. Money? New anomalies found, too. Alright. What are you? Underground deposits of rare metals. We are not yet ready to exploit underground rare metal deposits. When colonists arrive on Mars, we will operate rare metals extractors. Okay, so that's later. If you want to get rare metals out of the ground, you need colonists to do it. You can't do it with bots, unfortunately. Underground water deposits, slightly different. We should be able to hook that up to our grid. That might be a good start. Should have brought a water pump. Damn it! Place a water extractor near the... Can we build a water extractor without having to import it? Water extractor is doable. Okay, excellent. We'll hook that into the grid. And there's, well, a thing that needs anomaly to figure out what it is. Cool. Is our rocket ready? No, not yet. In that case, we shall... Oh, and I should point out, we're going to scan this entire area the whole way around. In fact, I might put down... What happens if we put down multiple scanners? Does that speed things along? So if we're looking here, we're getting a signal boost, sensor tower boost of 259%. If I build a second sensor tower... Alright, second sensor tower built. No, it's still 272%. It's not... Yeah, that's not worthwhile. In that case, we should probably scrap that. Feels like a waste of resources, but it is what it is. Give me another large dumping site. There we go. That should get rid of all the waste from the concrete extractor. We are going to need a couple of things to stabilize ourselves, though. One is a source of water. So, you, give us a water extractor. Normally you have to use one of those... 1 second. Do you have to be on top of it, or... you know what? We will rotate you around like that. Perfect. Then we'll power you up. Nice. We'll have to hook you up to some water supply in a bit. And sector has been scanned. What do you got for us? Bunch of metal, underground metals, and you got water as well. So more water, more buildable area, more metals. We're not seeing any raw metals on the ground, though, which is unfortunate. I would like to gain access to more of those, especially considering we have a rocket coming in. In fact, we have that rocket coming in now. Oh. The rocket has 1 RC Explorer, 1 RC Transport, 5 drones, 1 fuel refinery, 1 polymer factory, 1 machine parts factory. And you need to be done that way. Perfect. Alright, you can land and you can spit out your beautiful cargo. Now, we're going to need some more... Well, we're going to need battery power on this grid. Namely because we've only got 10 power during the night, and that's not going to be enough to keep everything powered. So, we need accumulators. Batteries, accumulators, whatever you want to call them. We'll put you right there. In fact, we'll put down 1 for now. We'll probably upgrade that to 2 later. I'm just not sure on this difficulty how much we should be spitting out, because this takes polymers to maintain. The maintenance on this is the problem. We don't have a way of producing polymers on this planet yet. We will in a bit. Alright, you are RC Explorer, remote controlled exploration that can analyze anomalies. Perfect, you go explore that. You are... Yeah, cool service area and all that, and you are... Oh, RC Transport that actually picks up resources. Which would be great if we had found any resources to pick up yet, but so far, scans have not revealed any resources worth harvesting. Pity. So it turns out you're not used to. See, that thing will go along and pick up resources. You know what? We'll get around to that in a bit. Too early to place a dome. It would be good to secure some oxygen and water supply before building your first dome. You may cancel construction orders at any time before the building is ready. Cool. Alright, this here is their battery storage, or power accumulators, whatever you want to call them. We all know what they do. But you can see there it's slowly inflating. It like sort of inflates as you put power in it, so you can see the power levels going up. Power production is 20, total demand is 15, stored power... Oh, we're going to need more power to keep that thing running. So, in that case, give me 2 more solar panels, thank you very much. That should hopefully get our power moving. Oh, and you can see this guy totally analyzing that. Scan in progress. You get over... You know what? Just sit over there out of the way.
Anomaly analyzed.
Perfect.
Milestone achieved.
Thank you. Where no man has gone before. Analyze anomaly. Oh yeah, milestone achieved. Scan an anomaly. 250 tech provided. New tech are available for
There's
research.
more to the
Right, even the tiniest simple-looking rock can contain the answers to mysteries which perplex the human mind for generations. Sometimes it takes just a simple discovery to assure us of the vastness of the universe. An encouragement to... Yeah, whatever. Effect. The following texts have been revealed in the research screen. High-powered jets and Mars crowdfunding. Okay. High-powered jets and Mars crowdfunding. High-powered jets. Robotic shuttle cargo capacity increased by 3. Mars crowdfunding received a one-time grant of $1 billion. $1 billion with a B. With the rising media hype about our mission, it only takes a matter of social maneuvering to make the first interplanetary crowdfunding campaign a reality. Excellent. So that means we can get some more money when we run out of money to buy stuff from back home. Okay, that's probably something we will research, though for the time being, I'm looking forward to that sort of resilient architecture to cut down on our costs. Realistically, what I'm trying to do is get income from, well, tap into these underground metal deposits so that we have some way of gaining access to metal on a sustainable front. Otherwise, we will run out of metal to maintain our equipment. At the same time, we will also want to gain access to the ability to create these green circuits, because green circuits also are required to maintain our equipment. We'll also need to gain the ability to produce these things, these purpley polymers, which requires fuel and water, I believe. The water we get our hands on, fuel we're going to have shortly. This stuff we actually have bought the building, but we need a dome. We need to build one of these domes, and as far as I'm aware, the electronics and the polymers can only be produced inside a dome. So you need colonists for that. So to become completely self-sufficient, you're forced to bring down some, well, fleshy meat bags to sort the place out. You, how are you doing? Status, idle. Well, we can't have that, can we? You, get over there and scan that anomaly. Once you've scanned that anomaly, I'm pretty sure... Yep, that's 2, and we'll have a third one for you, or we'll have another area opened up to you very shortly. Yeah, but that... Yeah, we're smashing the power into that. That should guide us over through the night. At the same time, this produces water over here. Thing is, we kind of want that water to be available to everywhere else. So, under life support, we can find water towers. Yep, you can go there. Okay, this is the weird thing about pipes. Pipes transport water and oxygen, which... strange, but okay. You can follow the power lines. And that's as far as you need to go. For now, it's just going to pump it into that tank. But I'm thinking the next thing up we're going to want to put down... Fuel refinery. Produces fuel from water. Cost power. Maintenance cost is... Oh, those little green thingies. Base production 12 fuel. So we'll put you that way. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try and keep the power and the water on top of each other. So we grab a pipe here. And we put it all the way along. And if we check, those two are not connected. Damn it! Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so that means that we should have water. It'll be in a tank, and we can also produce fuel. The fuel can be fed back into the rockets, and once the rockets have enough fuel, we can send them back into space to call them down again if we need them. In the meantime, I suppose it's just scan, expand, and figure
scanned.
out... Excellent. No, that's what I like to hear. Nothing. You're telling me there was literally nothing in that sector. That's, interesting choice. Interesting choice. Let's just keep scanning. I'm not going to bring down any humans until we've got at least a little bit of a basic setup going. Anomaly analyzed. New texture available for research. Yes. Behavioral melding, deep scanning, dome scoping, junk. Dome bioscaping. Residences in basics, dome, microdomes, and barrel domes have improved comfort. Okay. Low G high rises. So I presume this is just like you can cram more people into a dome. That should be useful. The Martian Network, new spire building, increases the research output of all research labs and Hawking institutes in the dome. Okay, so you can specialize a dome by putting a spire. And I presume the spire goes in the center, because from when I looked at the domes, there's round domes and there's other domes that don't get the spires. This is for optimizing something for a particular function. Deep scanning. Sectors can now be scanned again for deep deposits. Exploiting these deposits requires additional technologies. Right. So you can scan a sector a second time and potentially find new deposits. Got it. Behavioral melding. Sanatorium upgrade. Replaces removed flaws with random perks. Oh, that's interesting. So if you take in colonists that have flaws, like just say they're alcoholics or something like that, you can convert those into a random perk. That could be useful. We're going to need more research for this, though. There's like so much research I want to do, but we just don't have any... Like, we can't research stuff fast enough, not until we get some humans in here to start doing the research. Anyway, we need a Moxie. Produces oxygen. Consumes water, I presume? Produces oxygen, not produce... Consumption to electricity. I thought this took water to work. Could have sworn. You know what? Doesn't matter. Moxie, you can go... Right there should be fine. Actually... We'll just plug you right into the piping system and the power system, so you should start working straight away. We're going to need more solar, aren't we? But what we really need to get our hands on is more metal deposits. Like, we're woefully out of metal deposits.
Scanned.
Wait over there. Okay, there we go. So this sector over here has been scanned, and we have found 39 metal. Yeah, so we found 39 metal, and it has some concrete as well that we can tap into. However, we can't really exploit this unless we build another base over here almost. The robots won't be able to get that far. So there's ways to make outposts, but for now, what we want to do is grab this boy up, send him over here, and... Oh, right there. We want you to load all of those resources up, and then we'll bring those resources back to be fed into the system. Oh. I think we need to... Yeah, I think we need to put down a battery charging station. Recharge station. Recharges drones' batteries. Excellent. Where would be a good place for you guys? You know what? You can go right there. So that means that our drones can stop off there and get recharged when they run out of juice, because they're going to run out of juice a lot with all of the running around we've had them doing. Look at this industrious little fella. Ripping that stuff out of the ground. They've already grabbed 27 metal, and there's 12 metal remaining. I don't think they'll be able to fit it all on board. I think this is their last chunk they can grab. Is it? Yep, they're done. And then we just grab them, we tell them to come back to base, and dump that off at metal storage. And then we'll send them right back out again. I don't know if you can queue them up, and I'm not too worried. And why are you stopped? Waste storage is full? Why is no one taking the waste out? There's no stored waste. Stored concrete. Oh. I need to make a concrete storage. So, 2 concrete depots? Yeah, that should be sufficient. Okay, now the drones can pull all the concrete out of that. That was silly of me. And then get back to work. We need a bunch of that concrete to make the new, dome. Now, over here. This guy is producing oxygen. That oxygen should get dumped into this oxygen grid and stored in this oxygen tank. Increasing 3, stored oxygen 33,
Sector
capacity
scan.
100. Perfect. Yeah, I think we're actually getting close to the point where we're going to be able to put down a dome, though we want a medium dome which costs 96 concrete, of which we have 54. It also requires 40 metal, of which we have 53, and it requires 16 polymers, of which we have 18. Yeah, that could be a minute. We're going to need more concrete. Right now, we're just waiting for, well, concrete to catch up. Once we've got enough concrete, we should be able to build our first dome. Over here, this guy's scanning an anomaly, and this fella over here is grabbing up some more resources that we've found around the place. Only 19 metal in this tile. Not great on the metal front so far. I was really hoping we'd find more metal lying around the place. Right now, we're just going to keep scanning around our area. There's still places to be gotten, but once you go outside a certain radius, like for example, this area here, the sensor tower boost is like 17%. Yeah, we're going to need to probably build a tower down there.
Research
to do that,
complete.
we'll need to get some bots over there. The problem
Dust
is we do
storm
have...
approaching.
Okay, how... What? 18-hour warning due to sensor tower. Okay, what does the dust storm actually do? Will cause damage to pipes and cables and will also place a serious strain on all buildings, pushing them towards needing maintenance sooner than usual. Stacking up on power, water, and oxygen in batteries and tanks is a wise precaution. Disabling non-vital buildings that consume these resources prior and during a dust storm will help get by on the available resources. The following buildings do not function during a dust storm: Moxies, moisture evaporators, solar panels outside domes. Okay, so the Moxies and the moisture vapor. I don't have any actual moisture vaporators. Evaporators? I never use those at all. Fine. Let's see how bad things get when the time comes. And what did you do? Oh. Gained a bunch of research. Cool. That means the research completed on our previous tech, which was... this one. Out-dome buildings require maintenance less often. That's actually one thing I was really looking forward to. What else have we got here? First thing I've decided to put up there is low-G high-rise engineering. This means we can build apartments inside the domes, which means I think we can cram more colonists in. Though since we've only got one rocket, I don't know if that matters. You know what? We'll get it anyway, just to be sure. Then we've got Mars crowdfunding, an extra $1 billion. That'll just allow us to buy more stuff back on Earth to help tide us over. We may need that. And then the last one is bioengineering, which we still haven't got around to finishing, but that, gives you something green in the endless reddish barrens of Mars can be quite... we'll figure it out. There's nothing... I'm also kind of interested in this microfusion. Produces colossal amounts of power. That seems really good. I think this is like a very late game tech, and it's just randomly appeared there. All right. We, though, have to survive this new... whatchamacallit, dust storm that's on our way. It'll be fine. Probably. Oh, I should bring you home. Yeah, you can come back here. And have you finished? Come on, seriously, how much is left on that rock? You got 2 rocks left there. Get rid of them. And they're automatically returning back home. They'll drop that off when they get back there. To be prepared for this next bit, we have turned off the power to the Moxie. We don't need that. It's actually filled up most of this oxygen tank. We're just getting water and oxygen ready to go. Like, the water tank's full. The fuel refinery is still pumping fuel, and if we check over here, we have 49 of 50 fuel in this rocket, which means soon we can launch it back into space. Well, how's this stuff? You know what? Don't care. Once it's fully refueled, we'll launch that out of the way, and we're probably going to have to hire in another rocket. Now, where was that new section? Ah, down here. In fact, we have Anomaly. Our scientists believe this anomaly may lead to a breakthrough. Send an explorer to analyze. Boost research production when in a radius of a dome or outside research facility. Huh. We might want to put a research facility down here when the time comes. Oh, yeah, that'll be a long way away, though. We still have to, like, hire in a rocket colony first. Hey, where is our anomaly detector guy? You, get over here. Start scanning that stuff. Can you scan that? No, you can't scan that. You can. Scan that anomaly. Perfect. Okay, rocket refueled. Perfect. Does that mean we can launch it back into space? Return trip to Earth. Yeah, note that the rocket has to be refueled. Any remaining resources on board will be lost. I don't think there's anything on this, is there? Yeah, it has drones commanded by the rocket is 3, but there's nothing else left on the rocket. Okay, you. Time to go back home. Return to Earth.
Milestone achieved.
I think this is going to mess up the robots nearby. Yeah, sorry. Someone want to go fix that robot over there? It's still in range of this thing, yeah? Cool. And everyone got a little bit dirty from it, but that's okay. There's a dust storm coming in a second. It's going to make everyone even dirtier. Oh, milestone achieved. Launch a rocket from Mars gains you 200 research. Huh. And this guy is going to be one of our... This will lead to a breakthrough. So should I put forward a research and let that research get the breakthrough? No, there's no point doing this one. Like, I'm really tempted by the physics one, but the thing is, like, we'd never have enough resources to build that anytime soon. No, we'll leave everything as it is, and the dust storm is about to hit in 1 hour. I have no idea how long it lasts, or what it actually does. Oh, construct the dome will give us more research. First humans, first Martian-born, produce food, researcher breakthrough. All sponsored goals. Wait, we have sponsors? Sponsor goals? I really should have probably read more, but I figure we're going to die anyway. It doesn't matter. Dust storm. A dust storm has started. It will contaminate all your buildings and drones with dust, potentially causing malfunction. Solar panels, moxies, and moisture vaporators will not work during dust storms, while wind tunnels will generate more power. Now, our first rocket came bearing 2 moisture vaporators, which we haven't installed. I was worried that when that rocket left, it'd take the moisture vaporators with it, but it did not, so... all good, I suppose?
Breakthrough discovered.
Okay, neural empathy. It has neural empathy. Unlock rare trait, empathy. Empaths raise the morale of all colonists in the dome. The effect stacks with other empaths. I have no idea what that does. Unlock rare trait, empath. Maybe I should unlock that now. Like, the thing is, we're going to have very few colonists to work with, and we're going to have to make sure that they're very active on the recreational front, or the procreational front, I should say, or both, whatever way you want to phrase it. Now, what's going to happen to our buildings? A bunch of them are not working because 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5, like a bunch of them are offline. The 6 solar panels are offline because they don't work in this. Oh, and this lasts for 1.8 days. So we need to turn off some stuff. I think I'm going to leave most of these going. I mean, we don't really care if we run out of power. It's not going to actually affect anything, is it? You would like to have the concrete keep going. Actually, no. I think we finally have enough to build a dome. A medium dome. Yeah, we can build a medium dome now. We just need to get our hands on some more polymer. So I'm going to have to call down one more rocket. Okay, I found the mission goals. Yeah, construct a dome by the end of Sol 5. Failed to do that. That would have rewarded us with 4 free moisture evaporator prefabs. Maybe should have looked at these earlier. Yeah, next up, we have produce 50 polymers. That is actually something I really want to do, and we get 25 free drones for that. Well, drone prefabs. Have 200 buildings. That's going to be a while. It's going to be a long while. Have 4 domes with spires. That's going to be even longer. This one gives us a billion, which I like. This one gives us 8,000 research, which is good. And this one convert 1,000 waste rock to useful materials. I didn't even know we could convert waste rock, so that's wonderful. Mission sponsor is India. And because of that, all building costs are reduced by 20%. Bonus tech low-G engineering, which unlocked the medium dome. And because we had unlocked the medium dome, that's why we didn't build a dome. Because we could have built a smaller one earlier, but we didn't because we were holding it for the medium one. And that's why we didn't construct the dome by the end of Sol 5. You know, just how the cookie crumbles, I suppose. Commander profile is Doctor, which means the minimum comfort required for birth lowered by 15. This actually could be good because we're doing the last arc. So I think having a Doctor that lowers the birth rate sounds that we might actually... Okay, we're probably still going to die, but, you know, it helps. Bonus tech stem reconstruction. Colonist lifespan is increased, so we'll get the most out of our existing colonists before we have to send them off to pasture. And how long they survive in that pasture is completely up for debate at the moment. We'll find out later. Also, I found out you can change the color of your buildings. We've gone green, everyone. We've gone green. Okay, I'm running out of time, but I just want to check out what kind of colonists we're going to hire or can hire. And it turns out one of the colonist traits you can get is sexy, which greatly increases birth rate. So I figure we lock in and only take sexy colonists, or all the sexy colonists we can. And then for any leftovers, if we can't get, if there's not enough sexy colonists, also we have to avoid tourists, it seems, because tourists want to leave. No one's leaving. That's just not an option. And I think the other one we should make mandatory is alcoholics. So we want sexy alcoholics. That's all we're looking for on the colony, and I figure that will produce the most children possible. It doesn't say anything about alcoholism increasing the birth rate, but I can tell you, I'm from Ireland. It definitely does increase the birth rate. It's a known thing. But I'm going to cut that out here. Next up, we're going to wait until this dust storm passes, put down our dome, and then, we'll have to hire in a little bit of resources, but I'll figure that out on the side. Got any suggestions for me? I could probably use them. Just let me know. But I'm going to cut this out here. I hope you enjoyed. Good luck.